to segue into part 2. We want to learn a little bit more about both of you. And even though Jennie might be there and visible to a lot of people, there are a lot of things they may not know. Like, for example, Scott is your husband, and he is now a Patriot Pack member. So, which is something that I think is remarkably fun and very important as an indication of who you are. So both of you have grown up essentially
That's
in
true.
Iowa or in Great America. And it's kind of interesting. I don't recall ever having two executives that basically share pretty much a lifetime in the same company and doing the same things. So, Martin, I know you're a family man. I know you are committed. If I understand my intel, you have 4 children. I don't want to compromise too much personal information, but it seems to me that part of who you are is the fact that you seem to manage the company pretty similarly to how you manage your life, your personal life. So when you look at your family and your personal things that make you go and grow, um, how does your family fit into the Great America family, and where are the similarities?
Oh gosh, lots. Where do I start? So I feel like part of it just, you mentioned that I have 4 kids. In fact, we have a birthday today, Mike. My third oldest is turning 4 today. And so unfortunately for me, that means she wants pizza for dinner and cake after that. So I'm going to be feeling great later tonight. The biggest thing, Mike, that I think that I push onto my family, we're really big at Great America about not becoming complacent. You'll find a quote, right, similar. Jennie and I sit pretty close together, not far from us, that says, "We wish our competitors 20 years of success." I'm sure you've seen that one, Mike, 'cause you've been in our office, and
I did.
it's pulling off of I think it's like a Chinese proverb that we wish our enemies 20 years of success, and it's all about complacency. And I say that because a pro and a con to me is I'm not really satisfied even with my own accomplishments. I like the journey more than the destination. And my dad is this way too. We can be really critical. Hopefully people see it not as we're just being critical to be critical, but we always see how we can be better. And there's a fault there. Sometimes you don't stop and smell the roses. And I'm trying to continue to find ways to do that. But I use that with my kids, and then my kids actually have used it back onto me. And I'll give you a great example, Mike, is so my oldest daughter has been doing figure skating, and she's getting great at. She's doing. I finally convinced her to do a competition, and I talked about, well, we do competitions because that can drive us to be better as an individual. That drives us to keep working hard and to strive towards something that's important. Going against the complacency. And so I finally got her in a competition. And I've been learning to ice skate, Mike, because I want to be with her. I want to spend time with her. And so she turned the logic onto me. So we've been watching a lot of, there's an ice hockey team in Cedar Rapids, a junior league team that's pretty good. And so because they ice skate, we've been going. And there just so happens to also be an adult league hockey, A through F league. And it just so happens we were walking at the ice rink after skating, and she saw a sign and said, "You should go do this. You like hockey." And I'm like, "Oh boy, I've never done that in my life. This seems like a great way to hurt myself. I need to go to work tomorrow," kind of thing. And then she turned to me, Mike, and she goes, "Well, I don't understand. You told me I need to always be striving to get better at something, to work towards a goal. What are you doing with your ice skating now?" And I said, "Well, I did it because I wanted to be with you." And she basically like, "Yeah, but you did that, and I know you'll keep doing that, and you need to keep getting better too." And so now, Mike, the long story short is I'm in an ice hockey league. I'm in E League. In fact, I have a game tonight at 8 p.m.
The good news is he hasn't got hurt yet. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I have to tell you that sounds an awful lot like my daughter pushing me. So maybe it's a daughter thing, father thing. But so I understand too that you're a great golfer. I've come. Many people have told me that. So what's your handicap?
I'm a +2.
A +2. So okay, we're not going to talk to you anymore. +2. So, are you using those golf skills in teaching your kids how to play golf? Is it something you're focused on?
I have been trying to, Mike, but I'm also a big believer. I don't want to. I want them to have an interest in it. So I've been trying to. 2 years ago, I had my oldest son. I thought he was really enjoying it, and then he picked up baseball, and so golf is gone. I'm hoping to bring him back in. My oldest daughter kind of goes with the flow. So at one point, she liked golf because the older brother was doing golf. Well, the older brother stopped doing golf, and therefore she stopped. So I haven't been as successful there yet, but I'm crossing my fingers there'll be an opportunity because, as you know, that's something you can enjoy for a lifetime with them.
Forever,
Yeah,
forever. By the way, I played a lot of baseball in Iowa. So I was really, really, really happy when we were able to go to the
Oh,
Field of Dreams. So
yeah.
thank you, thank you. So Jenny, you and your family. So are you taking lessons from Martin on golf now, or
I did take some golf lessons this summer and I bought a new set of golf clubs. And I will tell you, the new set of clubs are a much nicer set than I had before. And it has not helped my golf game. Okay. So I have some work to do there. I'm not sure that in my lifetime I will ever get to a +2 handicap, but never say never, right? So
never say
never
never?
say never.
And there are certain people that I play golf with that easily can get to a +2 simply by their shoe shank.
Yeah.
Good
And
footwear.
Martin, I think you know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
So there's some of us. But anyway, so on the family side, so much of what we do, live and breathe. I've always found if you manage your personal life fairly well, hopefully really well, the business side sort of drags along. I've always found it's not the business that you bring to the family, it's the family you bring to the business, right? That mentality. And Jenny, when you look at your family, and I believe some of your life and your children's lives are intertwined with Great America now as well, right? Or
Yeah,
have been.
absolutely.
So when you look at your family, what philosophy, do you think you inspire your family with that comes into Great America?
What philosophy I would inspire my family with or that comes into Great America?
Yeah. So when you're trying to, lay down the Jenny, the Jenny rules of this is how the family's going to operate.
Okay.
Are you a disciplinarian? Are you a motivational speaker? What do you do?
I'm more of a challenging type of person, right? Asking the questions to try to help educate and help. And I'll use my son because while he's 31 years old, we are still working on his development, right, and his focus. And so it's just a good opportunity. You're asking those questions to help him think and to help him learn from that, and then help himself learn, right? When I think about the connection with Great America. I mean, my son works here. He's been here for 10 years, and that makes me extremely proud.
Hmm.
So that keeps me closer. I do have a, high pressure job, if you will, when you think about running the inner workings of the organization. And then as much as I travel and have an exposure in the industries that I serve. And so I love the fact that when I'm in the office, I see him every day. I might not talk to him every day, right? But that's really special to me. And I only have one son, so that makes it especially special. Um, I don't know if I answered that question. I think I maybe got a little distracted there by the.
Well, it's a pretty hard question to literally answer, but there is, if you take the philosophy that you basically embed in your family first, generally that makes you who you are, and it comes into the business somehow, and then it becomes bi-directional. That's just my own personal opinion. But the simple question: so you have a boy and a girl, and well, this is not simple, so I can speak to this literally. I have a son and a daughter, and raising a son versus a daughter without me getting into too many political arguments or somehow yelling at me, they're different. So I believe you have two and two, Martin.
Yeah.
So am I right? Am I wrong? Are you
Oh,
going to yell at me?
I couldn't, Mike. They can't be more. They're all so unique and different. The oldest one is, I mean, he loves reading books. He's so curious, very intellectual. Probably follows a little more of my brother and my dad in that aspect of just his curiosity and how he learns. My daughter Katrina, that's the second oldest, the figure skating I was mentioning. She athletically, like whatever she is interested in, she will accomplish it. I need to. I'll give you the insights there that other parents might be doing. I need to continue giving her more self confidence because it's interesting. She is fearful of not of doing an activity because she might make a mistake. So it's almost a fear of not being perfect. But for
Mm.
many, that fear of imperfection drives you to be work really hard at it. And I haven't moved her to that part yet. She has a fear of if I do it, I could fail, and that's really bad. Versus, you know what, that's a possibility, but I'm going to do everything possible not to do it. Theo is the closest to me, probably. He kind of melts my heart a little bit. I have a soft spot for him. My wife knows that. And by the way, Theo, like there's a picture of him when he is or was around 2, and my dad around a similar age, and they are almost striking images of each other. My dad will call him his main man because he just kind of identifies with him. And then Alex, my youngest, Mike, that's the birthday today. Man, she is a spitfire, Mike. I don't know another way to call her. We teach our kids we're not hitting each other, we don't push, any of that stuff. And when you have a 4-year-old, they're just going to get it. Kids are going to fight with each other, push, whatever. And I'll give you a perspective of her. When it happens and she gets hit or pushed, she laughs at them. I mean, and it frustrates them even more. So there's something about her that I'm going to have to watch out, be very careful of, because man, I think she's going to manipulate me. That might be normal, but they're all very unique and different.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful combination of you and your wife, and I think there's a little bit of Jenny, that your daughter and Jenny. You push a little bit, you're going to get it pushed back. But
Yeah.
so as we turn the corner, two simple again. I say simple; they're never simple. But when you look at Great America and your vision, what do you see 5 years down the road for the company? What's your hope, wish, and strategy?
I will say first, Mike, is coming in. I don't view myself as this incredible visionary individual. Jenny has heard me use this other analogy. I'll reframe it like McDonald's Chicken McNugget came out in like the late '80s or earlier '80s, I think. My dad actually was at they were giving them for free as a pilot in downtown Chicago or somewhere. I think it's one of their headquarters was there. Our Chicken McNugget's really good. How we got here, our vision of helping our customers achieve greater success, our culture. These are winning formulas that we have. How we support our customers, that drive is not changing by any means. And so at times, people have asked me this question, well, what's Martin's, call it man on the moon kind of visionary tale? And I'm like, guys, we have a really good thing happening here. We can get better. There's no question about it, and we will. And so, in the next 5 years, if I'm thinking of what is successful, Mike, is I view myself as responsible for taking a founder-led organization to a team-led organization. That still means there's a leader, and that's me. But I need to help the organization move past that, where we can't pick up the bat phone and call Batman when something goes wrong every time. For Great America to continue, it has to evolve past even just my family. Now, the family still instills the values, still instills the expectations, how we treat people, our culture, our drive for our customers. But I need a whole team of people, and that's one of the big reasons Jenny is in the role she is now. I need her to help us continue this, continue the focus, and so to me, Mike, it's not some big visionary thing. There's a lot of really good things coming on. Is my goal is to get Great America accelerating, because what took us from 0 to 3 billion will look very different as we continue to go higher. And it's not about the size necessarily, but what that allows us to do when we say our assets or what we do, that means the amount of lives we're impacting. Great America has 750 families that Jenny and I are responsible for.
Mm.
The amount of individuals that we're helping create, hopefully generational wealth for their families, for the local communities that we serve, and making our communities better. all of those things are so important to me, because in the end, that's what we want. It doesn't really matter to my dad and I about what the bottom line might be. There's always the thing that you want to be a good manager and do the right things. But in the end, if we do the right things, treat people the right way, we're going to feel really good, because it's going to be a winning strategy. And that's what Great America's history has been. So are we going to get better at a bunch of things? You bet, Mike. Like, there's a whole bunch of things there. Are we going to explore some new, we're making huge investments in technology to hopefully really create a really unique experience that no one can really match us with, and, continue to evolve and create the Great America experience in many ways. What new, we talked about earlier, and without specifics, what new things do we got to bring? So a ton of investment being made into what else is possible, how else can we serve our customers, while continuing to make our chicken McNugget just as delicious as before.
It's a great tagline. I love it. Make it as delicious as it was before. I love it. So, Jenny, what would you add, or what dimensions would you add to that?
I would add to that, when I think about my vision for looking 5 years into the future for Great America, my vision is that I want nothing more than for those 750 employees, which are going to be more than that 5 years from now, right, to have the passion and the care for this organization, for our customers, and for the industries that we serve, as I do and Martin does. And it's nothing but good is going to happen, right? We're going to continue to evolve and innovate and grow and bring success to our customers.
That's a winning combination from both of you, left and right hand punch. That's awesome. So, Jenny, my last question is going to be, so Martin, I'm going to tax you a little bit, and I'm going to see if Jenny changed her opinion from the last time I asked her. Do you have a Frank Sinatra song that you like?
She knows my answer too, Mike, so she better not steal it.
So how important is music in your life?
I'm right in the middle of the road there. If it's a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 5. I do enjoy it. I've gone to concerts, but I'm not the diehard 10 or 9s that I got to go to all the events.
Okay, so we're going to have to give you a little extra training going forward on Tony Bennett and Frank Sinatra. We'll get you a favorite. So, Jenny, did you change your mind from the
No,
last time?
did Martin tell it? Did you say your favorite?
Oh no, I have an answer, by the way, Mike.
I thought he didn't. I thought he didn't want to.
Oh no. I thought you were asking Jenny first. My answer is My Way, Frank Sinatra. Because I view that's really one of our stories at Great America, not to always tie it there. And then the tie with the kids is, if you have kids or grandkids, the movie Sing, which came out not long ago, there's a mouse that sings that song, and he sounds just like Frank Sinatra. So that would also be my choice.
Well, now I hesitated a little bit. I wasn't sure if you actually had a song or wanted to answer it. But My Way is it's the classic, right? So, and
Is that the number one answer, by the way?
No, actually, it's certainly one of the top 3. But it's interesting the reason why people pick these songs. But I can see it for you and your dad, and it's absolutely appropriate. So, Jenny, you going to change or add a new one?
No, I'm not. But I'm Mike. I'm singing the song in my head, and I can't remember the name of the song. But you look wonderful tonight. You are wonderful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the melody.
Yeah.
I'll catch it back. It's a great song. So when people ask me what my favorite Frank Sinatra song is, it's hard for me to pick it, right? Because there's so many that you could choose from. But the one that I always find really interesting is That's Life. That's why we named the show that, Next Week's Life. It's all about getting knocked down, getting picked up, and getting it done. So if you're curious, Martin, that's my favorite. Okay.
Excellent.
So is there anything else you would like to share with the audience before we take our leave? Jenny, I'll start with you.
Nothing more to share per se, Mike, but I do want to thank you again for giving Martin and I the opportunity to join you today and share a little more about what's going on at Great America. So appreciate that.
My pleasure. Martin?
Yeah, no, same, Mike. I've always appreciated the friendship you've given to Great America, and certainly to me, and every time we've had a chat. I would say the only thing I have left to kind of share, Mike, is from my family's perspective, there's not a change in direction of Great America. We're going to continue doing all the things that we've talked about, and I hope for the individuals listening in. I mean, I would say we're past the messy middle of any kind of a perpetuation. I'm happy to try to share. You said the word wisdom before. I'm happy to share any of my learnings before with others that might be on the journey. There's a lot of great people that can help in multi-generational businesses. And I encourage them to reach out, even if we don't do business. I really care a lot about that stuff, Mike. And it can be a challenging and a lonely road. And to find others that have gone down that can be really helpful. And I may not add a lot, but it might be really interesting.
So I really love what you both said.
Yeah.
If I can give it a wrap up, your offer an invitation for people to come and visit with you or speak with you is an amazing gift for anybody that wants to take and participate in that. But both of you cited the next generation, the 750 employees that are moving forward, and your commitment to their growth and commitment to their families. You just don't hear that very often. And that embodies the Great America philosophy for as long as I've ever known anyone from Great America. So you have my compliments. And for anyone that's listening to this event or this particular show, forgive me for pontificating for a moment, but in a world that oftentimes the ugly voice somehow gets attention, right? We don't tolerate that, right? We don't like those ugly voices. Continue to inspire your actions, your strategy, your philosophy. My advice and counsel, for what it's worth, you've established greatness at a level that very few companies have. And my vision and hope for Great America 5 years out from now is that you're just twice the size and better at taking care of those families. So that's just me for the audience. And for both of you, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I look forward to working with you in 24 and 25.